Set out on the path to holistic learning and realize your UPSC goals. Benefit from consistent and tailored assistance, have your questions addressed promptly, and ensure your preparation remains on track with unwavering learner aid. To empower aspirants in reaching their UPSC goals, Vision IAS Delhi presents the GS Foundation course. The course highlights include holistic current affairs coverage, continuous mentoring and support system, comprehensive syllabus coverage, tech-enabled classroom and services. Enroll in the Vision IAS Delhi GS Foundation course. Batches starting 9th February, 1 p.m., 23rd February, 9 a.m., 28th February, 5 p.m. Start on the path to success in the UPSC Civil Services examination today. Dear students, as you embark on the UPSC journey, you encounter not only a vast syllabus and evolving patterns, but also the challenges of time management, retaining a massive amount of information, and dealing with the unpredictability of the prelims. Thus, success in prelims requires more than hard work, it demands a well-crafted, strategic approach tailored to overcome these specific hurdles. In this scenario, specialized mock tests become your strategic tool. It not only aids in holistic revision of the syllabus but also helps you develop problem-solving skills, navigating exam uncertainties, aids in overcoming exam stress and anxiety, and promotes effective time and resource management. These are your gateway to mastering the complexities of the UPSC prelims, providing the confidence and the competitive edge you need. Realizing this significance, and with a mission to help students achieve excellence in their effort, Vision IAS has launched its much-celebrated All India GS Prelims Test Series Mentoring Program 2025. Building on the significant role of mock tests in UPSC preparation, we present our carefully designed 35 mock tests. This includes 8 fundamental tests to strengthen your basic concepts, 17 applied tests to enhance your knowledge application, and 10 full-length tests to ensure you are completely exam-ready. Alongside these tests, benefit from our personalized mentorship. With our experienced mentors, get precise preparation inputs to refine your preparation strategy and maximize your potential. Join us for live online-offline classroom test discussions and in-depth post-test analysis for every test. These are crucial for understanding your performance and improving consistently. For each test, we provide answer keys and comprehensive explanations, ensuring you have a clear understanding of every concept and question. Make the most of your revision time with our quick revision module, QRM. Designed for efficiency and smart preparation, it will help you focus on key concepts and areas for improvement. Our test series schedule is thoughtfully designed and flexible, catering to your unique preparation needs and learning pace. Experience our innovative assessment system. Track your progress with our trademarked innovative assessment system that also provides you with an all-India rankings, giving you a realistic view of your standing among aspirants nationwide. Take the first step towards your UPSC success with the Vision IAS All India General Studies Prelims Test Series and Mentoring Program 2025. Registration open. Ready to begin? Register now at our website. For further any queries, reach out to us at or enquiry@visionias.in. We're here to assist you on your journey to success.
Good evening, everybody. So good. So far, so good? Okay. All right. So, how's the Josh? High? Very high or very low? Okay. All right. Please settle down fast so that we can start the session. I don't want to take too much time. All right. Obviously, you guys have to prepare also, and there is one more faculty after me. So I'll keep it short and sweet. Most of the things about this exam by now you already know. So have this confidence in yourself, first and foremost. Have faith in yourself that you already know what needs to be prepared, how it has to be prepared. Most of you already know it, okay? What needs to change in the next 3 months is what? Is self-belief, first and foremost. You have to have faith that I can do it, okay? Irrespective of the result or the outcome, whatever may happen, I will give my best shot. That is the only way. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana, okay? That is what Shri Krishna told Arjun in the battlefield of Mahabharata, that you have no business with the result. You have no business thinking about the result. The only thing you have to think about is action, is your own hard work. All right. Now, today I will be talking about the environment section as well as the polity section. I'll be showing you some few questions of the previous years that we have seen in environment as well as polity. And we'll try and figure out what are the different areas and what are the different types of questions that UPSC asks from these two sections, okay? In addition to that, we'll be again taking question and answers. We'll be discussing a general strategy that you will have in the next three and a half months. Now, before I start, how many of you currently have a timetable or a schedule that you are following on a daily basis? I'm talking about a daily schedule. How many of you have a daily schedule that you are religiously following currently? हाँ, कोई भी नहीं है? Very good. अच्छे से हाथ raise करो. How many? 3, 4? What about the rest? Why not? Why don't you have one daily schedule? The basics of success start with your daily schedule. Have you read the book Atomic Habits? What does it say? It says that the smallest habits have the largest impact in your life, okay? So if an airplane has to, let's say, go, let's say 200 kilometers west, it will only take an angle of maybe 2 degrees or another, let's say, 10 degrees in that direction. This is the only change that the airplane has to make. Everything else will be done by time. Okay, so the small changes that you do on a daily basis make all the difference. All right, and for example, in this case, what you can do on a daily basis is maybe map practice. On a daily basis, you can allocate 15 to 20 minutes of your time for map practice. That today, let's say while brushing my teeth or while getting ready or whatever, during my, let's say, break period, I just want to focus on map. Maybe today I will see the map of North India. I will just see the 3 states, physical map of North India, the 3 states. I will only look at the mountains today. These small things, if you are not incorporating in your daily schedule, you will struggle to finish your syllabus. Okay? Have the habit, inculcate the habit of doing things on the go. Your brain will retain things faster. Okay, your padhai will become easier because you can't expect that today I will sit down with all the mountains of India and then I will finish them all. You will feel like a mountain on your head. Okay, we don't want to do that. All right, so let's start. So where are we today? Which step? First step. I won't do it. You don't want to do it. I'm sure you're not here because had you been here, you wouldn't have been here. All right. So I am assuming at least you want to do it. And where is everyone else? How do I do it? Yes. So all of you are at least here. देखो halfway तो तुम already हो ही. What is the problem? You're already halfway there. Okay. Then I'll try to do it is after this session. I can do it is at home, and then I will do it is just before the exam, and then you have done it. Okay. It's as simple as that. All right. Now, polity is an important section. I don't have to tell you. You already know it. Environment is another important section. This is last year's division. If you just see the paper of 2023, polity and governance, okay, that holds a 14-15%, at least 16% paper रहता है polity and governance का. And the best thing about polity, the bestest thing, it is a low-hanging fruit. It is a low-hanging fruit. Unlike other subjects which are tough, sometimes current affairs, you don't know क्या पूछ लेंगे. Polity and economy are two subjects which can be considered low-hanging fruits. Most of the questions are static. Most of the questions are something that you have already read about, and you just have to revise your basic standard textbooks, okay? Then you have environment. Environment again holds a considerable portion. If you add current affairs of environment to it, the number can go up to 20 to 22. Okay, so environment and polity are two subjects which hold a considerable importance. Let's talk about environment first. Environment, the topics range from this to this. So let's say there are questions on biodiversity, species related. UPSC will ask questions that what is the behavioral aspect of different species, what do they eat, nocturnal hai ki nahi, when do they sleep, right? Those kind of questions, whether what is their IUCN status, how do they behave, all those behavioral aspects are covered in biodiversity. And sometimes questions are related to taxonomy, that where do they lie in the classification. For now, those who have not done taxonomy, don't get into it. एक question maximum आ सकता है. For example, UPSC had asked a question that which of the following organisms out of these four, which one is odd one out? And the options were given were crab, spider, mite and scorpion. Okay, the answer was crab because crab is a crustacean and others were not. So for now, let's not get into it if you have not done it. If you know it, if you're a biology student, then definitely revise it because this is going to give you that extra advantage. Okay. Pollution. Pollution, sources of pollution is the most favorite topic. अगर UPSC पूछ रहा है stubble burning पे, so what are the different pollutants that are released in stubble burning? For example, questions on benzene, what are the sources of benzene pollution? Okay, sources, what are the sources? Last year UPSC asked sources of hydrofluorocarbons, okay, foam agents, lubricants, refrigerators, all that, sources of pollutants, okay. Then you have climate change, technologies specially related to climate change. Okay, of course, the conventions are always there. Conventions to never go out of fashion. UPSC can always ask. But also question on technologies. So carbon sequestration. What are the different ways you can use? Okay, bio-rock technology. All those things cover under recent technologies. Laws and acts. I can't emphasize this enough. Abhi recently changes and amendments were made in the Wildlife Protection Act. So naturally it has become important. Everyone has revised that? Okay. Please have a baseline preparation of the topics that were in news for that particular subject, which you must revise. Okay, I'll probably going forward give you a list of some of the topics in polity also that could be expected. Okay, and then we'll discuss further. Okay, then agriculture. Again, in agriculture, UPSC has a tendency to ask questions on different agricultural technologies, especially those which are climate friendly. So for example, system of rice intensification, okay, zero tillage farming, those are the kind of questions that you can expect. Okay, now sources. Look, first and foremost, there's plenty of material available related to environment. Okay, you can refer to your standard textbooks, whatever your coaching institute has provided you the material with, those can always be relied on. But we have observed that apart from the standard static portion, which is around 5 to 7% of the questions, most of the questions come from current affairs or news based. Okay, you cannot answer those questions without having an understanding of what is going on these days. So current affairs ke liye newspapers, especially one source that I absolutely swear by is the Down to Earth magazine. Okay, Down to Earth magazine. Now, those of you who have on and off, I'm not talking about the hard copy magazine, I'm talking about the Down to Earth website on which there is a tab called News. If you click on News, aapko sara jo bhi ongoing, because Down to Earth is an initiative of Center for Science and Environment. Okay, it is a pan-India body, NGO, which deals with environmental issues. Okay, it's a very high-level body. In fact, it pairs with governments on many initiatives led by Sunita Narayan. So this particular website has latest information from all sorts of topics related to environment. Okay, now the thing is, if you have read on and off, so you can revise. But now please don't start going back to all the articles. You cannot do it now. Let's be practical. It will be foolish on your part to go back, trace all the articles and do those things. Okay. At present, the best strategy for the next 3 months, look, you have about 100 days and you have about 10, 12 odd subjects to do, which means you have 10 odd days for per subject, including revision. Revision के minus करो 4 दिन, तुम्हारे पास 6 ही दिन है एक subject के लिए. Okay, so when you have 6 days or 7 days for one subject, you cannot go back to your newspapers. Please, it's not practical. What is practical now is get a compilation or of these important news, whether it is PT 365 or your monthly current affairs magazine or whichever you want to refer to. Okay, because now you can't, it will be foolish on your part to go back to newspapers. Okay, get those compilations, segregate the topics subject wise and start revising them. Okay, the key to cracking prelims, no matter which topper you talk to, no matter which faculty you talk to, they will say that the sources should be limited and repetitions should be multiple. Okay, across my tenure in Vision, I have spoken to n number of toppers and they are all reading the same sources every year after year. The only difference is they are doing it with perfection. Okay, so whichever source you have chosen for yourself for whichever subject, have faith in that and multiple times revise it. Okay, now this is the Down to Earth. Like I told you, this is the news tab. Okay, so for example, wildlife and biodiversity hai, usme aaya lumpy skin disease. Okay, then there is climate change, there is forests, all sorts of news is actually covered by this magazine. Okay, next, the Hindu. The Hindu, under its science and tech section, also has a separate section for environment. Okay, so that is also a good source for prelims preparation. Going forward, I will show you direct articles from which UPSC has framed questions. In addition to that, we have these 5 chapters from the NCERT book. All right, these are basic ecology chapters. Please don't think कि ये important नहीं है या ये बहुत easy है. UPSC has recently asked at least 2 to 3 questions, and in this exam, every question is important. Every question is important. Okay, so UPSC has asked 2 to 3 questions from the basic ecology section, that is the ecosystems and जो भी आपके fundamentals of ecology है. All right. Laws and acts. Let's start with that. For example, this question was given by UPSC in 2023, and the question asked was that once a central government notifies an area as a community reserve, what will happen? So hunting is not allowed in the area, people cannot collect non-timber forest produce, so on and so forth. Now look, this was last year's question, 2023 prelims. Okay, and this is Friday 30th September 2022, Down to Earth magazine. And look, clearly, after a forest has been made into a community reserve, people cannot hunt there, nor can they use it for agricultural practices, leave alone jhum cultivation. Direct line picked up from Down to Earth. Okay, and the article was related to the fact that there is conversion of land in the northeastern areas into community reserves. So forest department is making a backdoor entry. That was the context in which this topic had come. Okay, now next, other important acts and laws based questions. So look, due to paucity of time, obviously I cannot cover all questions. I hope you understand that. We're just trying to gauge the extent to which UPSC asks questions, okay? So if there is a question in 2022 about which one of the following has been constituted under the Environment Protection Act 1986, this is a question on Central Groundwater Authority. And this same question about the same authority was asked in 2020. So what does this tell us? Previous year's questions are very important. Okay, previous year's questions are extremely important. At least last 5 to 7 years ke, please get a book or your material wherever you can, or the analysis available on Vision websites also, Vision YouTube channel also. You can refer to that, watch it on a 2x speed, save time also, and just see how previous year's questions are intricately linked and asked repeatedly. Okay, so this is another trend that we have observed. Apart from that, laws and acts, again, I told you, questions based on articles in Down to Earth or issues that are in news. Okay, so for example, this is related to the bamboo, how it was considered a minor forest produce. Same thing was covered in Down to Earth that year. Okay, another thing, act-based, laws-based questions, Wildlife Protection Act. I think everybody understand how it is important. All the amendments that have been made automatically become important for this year. Now, coming to basic ecology. Basic ecology, like I told you, those 5 chapters of NCERT. Now, this is a low-hanging fruit. यहाँ पे mistake नहीं होनी चाहिए. See how you crack prelims. You crack prelims by doing at least what everyone else is definitely doing. And then some more. Okay? And then some more. So that you are, because it's a relative exam. So you have to outdo other person's effort. So if people are doing these 5 chapters of basic ecology, you got to do it. Okay. Now the questions that you see here in 2017, simple question on what is biological oxygen demand. Again in 2018, leaf modifications of xerophytic plants. Easy, simple. This should be solvable. यहाँ गलती नहीं होनी चाहिए. You can't make mistakes in these kind of questions. Okay. Next is biodiversity. I told you behavior of species, all that is important. So for example, this question on marsupials, I've discussed this in my classes also many times. Marsupials pe questions UPSC asked that what are marsupials? They are not naturally found in India. What are marsupials? Give an example. Kangaroo, right? So kangaroo is a marsupial. Marsupials are those animals which have a rudimentary placenta. So the baby inside the mother's womb does not get enough nutrition. So he takes premature birth, okay? Finally comes out and then derives nutrition from the mother and grows. So when a kangaroo is born, it is this small, all right? So those are marsupials. So the question asked by UPSC was, marsupials are not naturally found in India. And why this question was asked? That's because there was a news that recently somebody had spotted a kangaroo in northeast India. And how did we spot a kangaroo in India? में तो होते ही नहीं है. कहाँ से आ गया? ऑस्ट्रेलिया से स्विमिंग करके आया है. कहाँ से आया है? Smuggling. Because of smuggling. So whatever the issue is in news, UPSC will ask a related question कि marsupials तो होते ही नहीं है इंडिया में. Alright. Now another example. Many of you have already seen this question. The dance of the waggle dance, and the answer is honeybee. And direct lift. This question was last year 2023, March 11, 2023. Unlocking the secrets of honeybee dance. Alright. And that is a direct lift. Waggle dance. Okay. Another example, how news-based questions in 2020, the year COVID struck, okay. That year the exam took place in, I think, September. Prelims got postponed. It was held in September or October, all right. And there was a news in June 2020 regarding a pregnant wild elephant had died because someone had unfortunately fed her a cracker-filled pineapple which burst in her mouth and she died and she was pregnant. So of course there was a lot of hue and cry about how we are becoming inhuman and all that. But what was the question asked by UPSC? UPSC asked, leader of an elephant group is a female, pregnant female. Maximum gestation period can be 22 months. Again, question on pregnant female. Elephant can normally go on calving till the age of 40. That means she can have children till the age of 40. Again, similar point. And among the states in India, the highest elephant population is in Kerala. You see the link? The article is talking about that, but UPSC is asking you the relevant information behind it. कि elephant के साथ हुआ, unfortunate, but what exactly is the elephant का, why is it so important? For a species that has a gestation period, that means it's pregnant for 22 months, which is close to 2 years, that is a very heavy loss. And it gives birth to only one, ऐसा नहीं कि multiple elephants. Okay, so this was a very heavy loss, alright. So UPSC expects you to understand the core issue, okay, and especially with respect to biodiversity, alright. There was this question on squirrels last year, that squirrels burrow, whether they live on nests, what do they eat, they are omnivorous, okay, and you can say or you can't say, but the motivation you can say behind that question was one video which went viral on the internet, that a man was feeding kurkure to a squirrel and the squirrel was enjoying the kurkure. And UPSC ने पूछ लिया, अच्छा बेटा बताओ खाती क्या है ये बताओ. All right, so please understand, सिर्फ मजे नहीं लेने हैं न्यूज़ के. You have to go, you have to behave like an officer, think like an officer, कि यार अगर ये कुरकुरे खा रही है तो ये actually खाती है. Whether is it omnivorous, where does it stay, does it burrow its nuts and seeds in the ground, and that is what UPSC asked. Okay. Again, species in news, which of the following is not a bird? What are these? These are birds or primates. Those kind of questions, जो news में often आपको दिखते हैं. All right. Again, animal हो गया, plant. Plant-based questions is now becoming a hit with UPSC. UPSC has realized that everybody is reading about critically endangered animals. Everybody is preparing all those things जो सबको पता होनी चाहिए. बड़े-बड़े animals सब prepare कर रहे हैं. People are forgetting plants. And mind you, mark my words, you can expect questions from UPSC in related to plants. If not this year, then maybe coming years. This is going to become, this is a changing trend. So for example, in 2021, there are 3 questions on plants. This is on lemongrass, whether it is a natural mosquito repellent. There is a question on palm oil, and there is a question on comparison of moringa and tamarind. Moringa is what? Drumsticks. And so tell me the name of one recipe where both are used. Sambar. Tamarind and moringa. Sambar is incomplete without the 2 of them. All right. So understand how UPSC is playing on the minds of students. Okay. Again, a question on plant species. I told you about Himalayan nettle. I told you down to earth. Straight pick. Khar's experimentation with Himalayan nettle brings recognition. Himalayan nettle, a fiber yielding plant. अगर ये line भी किसी ने पढ़ ली होती ना, could have solved the question. It's a textile fiber. Even if you're coming across a small species, बस उसका ये देख लो कि what is so special about it. मैं बहुत डिटेल में जाने का जरूरत नहीं है. And you can only do this when आप चलते फिरते you are reading stuff. Okay, don't make पढ़ाई a pressure on your head. Of course, now तो pressure है ही है, how much time you have left. Okay, but going forward also, just think that you will sometimes, you know, look, the beauty of prelims is the answer is in front of you. Unlike mains, the beauty of prelims is the answer is right there staring back at you. You will only get confused between 1 or 2 options. Okay, the only way to fix that is चलते फिरते पढ़ाई करोगे. Something you might have heard someone say something, you will recollect that यार वो उस दिन ये बोल रहा था तो इसका आंसर ये होगा. And that happens, that's human nature, that will happen in the exam. Okay, so make sure that whatever you are reading, read it out loud. Okay, that helps a lot. That helps a lot because you are listening to your own words and you will tend to retain it better as opposed to just merely reading it. Okay, I had a student who would, you know, explain a concept. This is called the Feynman technique if you don't know. It would explain the concept to his toothpaste. He will hold the toothpaste like this and उसको पढ़ाता था. You know, this is this. And how that helps is because he would explain it such a laymanish language कि वो उसको खुद को retain हो जाता. The best way to learn is to teach. Alright? So always keep things interesting for yourself. ऐसा नहीं कि बुक लेके बैठ गए हैं और अभी हाँ 2 पेज पढ़े, फिर नींद आ गई, फिर फ़ोन बज गया, फिर कुछ कर लिया. ऐसे नहीं एग्जाम क्रैक होगा. You have to crack the exam, be smart. Okay? Hard working is there, but you've got to be smart also. And by smart, I mean this only, that try and do things faster, try and repeat it louder and finish things off. Khatam karo. Faster, okay? All right. Again, a basic ecology question, phosphorus cycle, direct lift from your NCERT. This is very much there, okay? Agriculture, I told you questions related to technology in agriculture, like fertigation, zero tillage, and these are all articles that you will find frequently in the newspaper, including your down-to-earth magazine websites. All right. Carbofuran, phosphate, these are all pesticides in agriculture. They are seen in news. All right. These kind of questions are low-hanging fruits. जो toppers होते हैं ना, वो ये वाले questions crack कर लेते हैं. बस. Difficult जो है वो सबके लिए difficult है. For example, that question on tamarind and moringa is difficult for everybody. Whether it is a leguminous plant or not, maybe only a botanist can tell. But this is not difficult. And this is where you have to take the lead. Okay? Things which are obviously there in the newspaper have to be covered by you. Climate change and mitigation. Again, I told you questions related to technology. All right? So maybe let's say what are the different ways of, what are the potential sites for carbon sequestration. For this, you need to know the concept of carbon sequestration. If you understand that, you can tell all are correct. Okay. Next is bio-rock technology. This was very much in news because it is being implemented in the Gulf of Kutch. In India, this is a technology through which we are growing coral reefs. The damaged coral reefs, we are regrowing them. So anything related, dekho, UPSC wants you to become administrators, future officers. So they want to make sure that you are aware of the futuristic things. Past to hai hai, history hai hai, that everybody can do, ratta marge everybody can do. But they also expect you to have a futuristic mindset. Okay, so when you know what are the different technologies, there are questions on artificial intelligence, there are questions on Internet of Things, right? Because UPSC expects you to understand these concepts going further, because in your day-to-day administration, as district collectors, you will be applying these technologies to solve problems for people. Have that mindset, and with that mindset, read the newspapers. Okay? Again, blue carbon, this is again a term which is frequently seen in news. This is the bio-rock technology, just for your reference. ऐसे यहाँ पे they put a metal structure on which they give current, okay, and this promotes the growth of coral reefs. All right. Again, this is directly from the newspapers. This is no rocket science, and mind you, maybe जो भी तुम books पढ़ रहे हो, your standard textbooks, they will not have this kind of information. That is why environment is mostly current based. Okay, Miyawaki method. Everybody knows what is it? Urban forestry. Okay, good. So that is again a lot in news. Miyawaki search करके news देखो, you will get 10 articles. Lots and lots. Okay. Similarly, carbon sequestration, again that kind of question related to climate change and technology. Carbon markets. Government has come with a carbon trading scheme in 2023. You had to expect this question on carbon market. Only difference is उन्होंने assertion reason में पूछ लिया, and they are asking you the basic understanding कि carbon market से होता क्या है, whether we are creating a market, what impact does it have on the public and private sector. And see this article. What are carbon markets and how do they operate? Explained again, I think The Hindu, yes. All right, is this understood to everybody? Please, it is, I understand it is difficult, but what is the cutoff? Out of 200 marks, the cutoff is revolving around 85, 90. इससे ऊपर तो क्या ही जा रही है last few years में, okay? And mind you, take it from me in writing, if you have studied thoroughly, you will be at least able to solve 30 to 35 questions आराम से, based on your static knowledge. You have to minimize your mistakes and maximize your output by just जो तुम next 20 questions करोगे ना, या next 10-15 questions solve करोगे, you've got to be very careful with them. That's the entire game, and that is true with all toppers across the board. Okay. Again, international initiatives. See this question as an example. Invasive species specialist group. Okay, it develops a global invasive species database. This is under which of the following organizations? Now, why was this in news? The answer to this is IUCN, and let's see why was this in news. Because recently it was एक जगह नहीं, बहुत सारी जगह articles had been covered that in Tamil Nadu the farmers had started growing a seaweed called Capophycus. They had started growing a seaweed called Capophycus, which was harming the coral reef in there. Okay, in the offshore areas of Tamil Nadu. Capophycus is basically used in food products such as for frozen desserts, chocolate, milk, ice cream, yogurts, in चीज़ों में use होता है, okay? And it was encouraged by PepsiCo, okay? And because of this, it had started hampering the growth of coral reefs. Now, Capophycus, according to that database, is an invasive species. And UPSC, again, issue है, issue mains के point of view से ठीक है, but the question they asked is, वो database कौन निकालता है? As simple as that. Okay, and the answer, so that was covered in all these articles, that it is an invasive species declared by IUCN under that database, and that was the answer. Okay, so we'll have to read the finer print. That is why people who are reading the same sources also are not able to crack the exam, because they miss the finer print. And they are only looking for overall, maybe आप Capophycus नाम रट लोगे, ठीक है, but you will not think about the database and which organization. So what you are reading has to be read very thoroughly, even the minutest of points, so that come what may, अगर उसमें से एक भी question आ जाए, you don't miss that. That has to be the approach. You've got to be the master of something. Okay. Pollution. Again, topics like I told you, sources. So for example, stubble burning, biomass residue burning mein, what are the different pollutants that are there? Alright, there are questions like this, ki pyrolysis and plasma gasification are technology related to waste to energy. This was again a very easy. ऐसे questions में mistake नहीं करना है, ठीक है? These are that set of 30 questions which you have to know. After that, those 10-15 questions, guesswork has to be smart. Okay, these are one of those questions. Sorry. Microbeads. UPSC asked a question in 2019, okay, on microbeads. Lot in news, multiple times repeatedly in news. And simple question ki wo hai kya? They are considered harmful to the marine ecosystem. Again, like I told you, acid rain. Acid rain to school के बच्चे भी बता देते हैं, ठीक है? So these are questions which are, like I tell you, low hanging fruits. So environment में at least अपनी NCERT जो है और जो तुम्हारे basics हैं environment के, those should be so thorough कि उसमें से अगर 2 question भी आते हैं वो तुम्हारे सही होने चाहिए. That 5 marks should come in your pocket. Okay, that should come in your pocket. Alright, why I am saying 5 marks is because if you get that wrong, you go to a minus 2.3. Okay, that loss also has to be negated. Get it? Alright. Again, one more important trend. The questions asked by UPSC in the previous year's mains is equally important, not just prelims. In 2021, UPSC asked a question that described the key points of the revised Global Air Quality Guidelines released by the World Health Organization. In 2021, the World Health Organization had revised ki air quality guidelines, matlab air quality standards kya hone chahiye for the world. Okay. This question was asked in 2021. The very next year, 6 months later, same topic, and they asked in the context of WHO air quality guidelines, उन्होंने directly पूछ लिया that 24-hour mean of PM 2.5 should not exceed this, should not do this. Now, this was a question which most people could not answer. उन्होंने इतना terms देख के ही छोड़ दिया. But if someone who had appeared in the mains, think like this, you're not competing with just first timers, right? Are you? You're competing with people who have been appearing in this exam. They must have gone back and checked the answer to this question. They must have tried to find out more information they could have solved. So your previous year's mains also becomes important. बहुत pressure हो रहा है, ऐसा लग रहा है ये भी पढ़ लो, ये भी पढ़ लो, क्या क्या पढ़ो, right? But at least go through the questions. If you find some topic जिसके बारे में तुम्हें क ख ग भी नहीं पता, let's say something like this, that a new guideline has been released, at least open 1 or 2 articles and just casually read कि यार हुआ क्या था, what are the recent guidelines, what exactly was WHO trying to tell. That's it. Don't leave it completely. हो सकता है next year और easy कोई question आ जाए. Okay, so you have to have an extensive knowledge of everything. Based on that, you will be able to solve questions. Protected areas, ये तो सबके favorite है. कहाँ है? बांधवगढ़ कहाँ है? मध्य प्रदेश. Okay. Now look, everyone has their own way of learning about protected areas. Some do it state-wise, some do it species-wise, some do it tiger reserves एक साथ कर लिए, elephant reserves एक साथ कर लिए, so on and so forth. This is one thing that I have done during my course of preparation and it helped me a lot, which is I always referred to the websites of the state tourism department. State tourism department. So Madhya Pradesh का है तो I will go for Madhya Pradesh tourism. I will go for Karnataka tourism. Why? Reason being, the states in their tourism websites put their best foot forward. They tell you about the bestest of their features at one place. वो सारी marketing कर देते हैं कि हमारे पास ये है. So you know everything. So for example, this is the Madhya Pradesh website snippet from that. So if you see, nature में क्या है, heritage में क्या है. So if you have done art and culture also, go through this, तुम revise कर लो. भीमबेटका है, खजुराहो है, ग्वालियर में क्या है, मांडू में क्या है, तुम एक साथ वहाँ के सारे monuments भी कर लोगे. Got it? Wildlife में गए, ठीक है. हाँ, of course, see, they have to do marketing, so they'll write a little jargon like dazzling Panna, enchanting Riva, delightful Kana. You don't need the adjectives, you just need Panna, Reva, Kana, Bandhavgarh, like that. You understand? So you can revise at one place that what all is there, और उसका individual link पे click करो. I'll show you कि वो exactly कैसा लिखा होता है. Spirituality, अभी आजकल ये भी important हो गया है. Okay, this has become important. Religious places, cities and rivers. I'm sure Shivi ma'am must have also told you that this is very important. Religious places and cities and rivers and how they are all linked. So यहाँ पे एक खोलो तुम, सीधा तुम्हें वहीं पे उसके अंदर ही लिखा होगा कि ये river वहाँ से बहती है. Because they are marketing, they tell the best things at one place. There is no better source than this. And how many states are there in India? Add UTs to it also. Let's say how many? 35, 36 odd. तुम रोज एक state भी कर लो ना, हमारा half preparation is done. At least you can get out the best. और कुछ नहीं करना, just go through the website. ठीक है. हाँ, कुछ बहुत interesting लगा जो तुम्हें याद नहीं रहेगा, which you feel you might forget, तो उसका छोटे से notes बना लो. But even if you are doing this passing reference thing, you will be able to retain a lot more. I'll show you. So for example, let's click on this Royal Bandhavgarh. This is Royal Bandhavgarh. This is how it's shown on their website. Okay, and they say that, for example, Bandhavgarh has so many royal tigers, mammals, species, birds. ये सब मत note करना. Behave a little maturely. Have the understanding to क्या पूछ सकता है UPSC. ठीक है? So look, for example, they will tell you about, now what is Bandhav? This comes from the word fort, okay, means brother, and Gad means fort, okay. So it is believed to have been gifted by Lord Rama to his younger brother Lakshmana to keep a watch on Lanka. अब ये UPSC statement में नहीं पूछेगा, but if it's giving a passage, it can tell you the name of this particular comes from this source, okay. And also, let's say it says It is a place to visit if you want to spot the big cat. India's top dwelling for tigers. It has the highest density of Royal Bengal tigers in the world. This is the information you're looking for. All the white tigers of the world trace their roots to the Bandhavgarh. That means white tigers ka source of origin probably is some tiger which came around this region. Get it? So the best of that place comes from these websites. Okay? तुम्हें एक पूरी clarity आ जाएगी. हाँ, डिसिप्लिन चाहिए रोज एक स्टेट पढ़ने का, वो तुम्हारे पास है नहीं है, दैट इज समथिंग दैट यू हैव टू डिसाइड. ऑलराइट, इज दिस क्लियर? ओके, नाउ यू कैन लेट्स से फॉर एग्जांपल मैप देख लिया, यू मार्क ऑल द इंपॉर्टेंट प्लेसेस और वहीं पे तुमने बांधवगढ़ लिखा तो उसके ब्रैकेट में तुम व्हाइट टाइगर लिख दो. कैसे तुम एग्जाम से एक दिन पहले सारा नहीं रिवाइज कर लोगे? यू विल डू इट लाइक दिस. द प्रेपरेशन हैज टू बी स्मार्ट, नॉट जस्ट हार्ड. ओके, प्लीज मेक योर प्रेपरेशन ईजियर, नॉट टफर. Okay, and things which are in news. So, term greenwashing, frequently seen in news. बहुत सारे newspapers में आता है. Okay, social cost of carbon, again in news. These are things, again these are low hanging fruits. थोड़ा सा भी newspaper पढ़ा, you will be able to solve it. All right, is this clear? That's all for environment. I don't have too much time. The same exercise can be repeated for polity, but polity is a very static subject, which I'm sure तुम खुद भी देख लोगे कि पार्लियामेंट पे questions हैं, किस टाइप के हैं, गवर्नर पे हैं, क्या है. All that can be covered. Just take a quick look. You will have constitutional provisions in polity. You can talk about preamble, fundamental rights, DPSPs, all the basic, including amendments. Okay, and not just recent amendments, old amendments. UPSC asked a question this year on First Amendment, Seventh Amendment, okay? Old amendments which have had some very important or which are at a critical juncture of the change in constitution. All right, so amendments. Your bodies, constitutional and non-constitutional bodies. Election Commission, Niti Aayog, so on and so forth. Okay, recent Supreme Court judgments, for example, your right to marriage, okay, your same-sex marriages, everything comes under that. Concept-based question. What is due process of law? How do you define liberty? Secularism. All right, and then other topics in news. Now the UPSC emphasis is moving from this side to that side. ये तो पूछते ही हैं, but they are started asking about topics which are more often seen in news, but are not directly found in the constitution. For example, they asked a question about governance of prisons, whether they are under state government or not. Okay, this year in 2023. Official Secrets Act पे question था, Indians Evidence Act पे question था. These are things which are very frequently seen in the news, but are not covered by your typical polity. Okay. So, sources in polity, तुम ही बता दो. और other than Lakshmikant, is anyone else reading anything or they have NCRTs? सुभाष कश्यप भी पढ़ ली, डीडी बासु भी पढ़ ली? नहीं पढ़ी, आपने कौन सी है? मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है. Jatin sir has recommended Subhash Kashyap. Please go ahead with it. नहीं, like totally your call. देखो, बेयर एक्ट तो है ही है, you've got to read things in tandem with the constitution, but one basic book has to be there. Whichever it is your choice. But अब तक जो पढ़ा है प्लीज वही पढ़ना, don't move to something else. उतना भी रिवाइज कर लोगे, that is more than enough. Have faith, कुछ नहीं है, सारे टॉपर्स वही पढ़ के जाते हैं, बस अच्छे से पढ़ते हैं, ये बात याद रखना. Okay, all right. This is a breakup of the questions of the previous few years. I think ये analysis तुमने खूब किया होगा already. Anyway, it is irrelevant क्योंकि UPSC कुछ भी कर देगा next year, it doesn't matter. All right. Okay. Next, like I told you, conceptual questions. So in 2023, UPSC asked, what is exactly due process of law? Simple, पूछ लिया. Then, what best reflects the chief purpose of the constitution of a country? Conceptual questions. Okay. And questions related to current affairs, like I told you, prisons wala. In India, prisons are managed by state governments with their own rules and regulations for day-to-day administration of prisons. And uska reason isliye diya hai because prisons are governed by the Prisons Act 1894. So there was an amendment made in this act, and because of which this question was asked. All right. Now moving to this Flag Code of India. Basic है, okay, plus changes were also made, and similarly assertion reason type of questions in polity is becoming a hit. Okay, तो logic भी समझना है why things are happening. All right. Again, current event based question. For example, in 2017, UPSC had asked a question on private member bill. Okay, and usi saal, this is the first time in 45 years that a private members bill has been passed by the House. So whatever is new is happening becomes important from the perspective of UPSC. Okay, all right. We'll come to this. I'll quickly read out a list of topics. तुम्हें जो लगता है इसमें तुम्हें नहीं पता या तुमने नहीं पढ़ा वो नोट कर लो और एक बार पढ़ लेना. Alright, I'm just giving you a summary of how it sounds like. 2024 is the year of elections. So please make sure you are reading the chapter of elections, the Representation of People's Act, both your Election Commission of India. You are reading about simultaneous elections. Very, very important. Simultaneous elections, okay? Then interstate water disputes, always in news. Interstate water disputes, always in news. Mulla Periyar, Kaveri, okay, all these are always in news. Again, very important, their governance and tribunals, okay. Delhi, full statehood issues related to Delhi's full statehood. Governor ka bhi governor ke liye they passed, Supreme Court gave a judgment. Then Government of India again came with a reverse ordinance. So all that fiasco, that is also very important. All right. Then for example, the National Capital Services Authority जो अभी develop initiate हुआ है इस context में. All right, keep that in mind. Manipur, very, very, very important. Entire Northeast, extremely important. How Northeast का reorganization took place. पीछे से जाओ, backtrack करो उसको. Okay, and especially about your peace agreement with UNLF. Okay, peace agreement that took place recently. All right, so that is there. Excuse me. President's rule, because Manipur mein again there was a demand for president's rule. Okay, and the PM had made a statement last year that 90 times the central government has implemented president's rule when it should not have been. So this becomes important. How many times हुआ है, सबसे ज़्यादा कौन सी state में हुआ है? This trivia type of things related to president's rule. Okay. Abrogation of Article 370 was upheld by the Supreme Court. Jammu and Kashmir, very, very important. Okay. And how it is linked to the SR Bommai case. Okay. Special category status. Andhra Pradesh. Okay. Andhra Pradesh has recently declared which capital? कल की न्यूज़ है, कल परसों की. क्या कर रहे हो? छोड़ दिया न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ना, बुक्स ही पढ़ रहे हो क्या? What is the new capital of Andhra Pradesh? No, नहीं पढ़ रहे तुम लोग. विशाखापट्टनम. तेलंगाना can be not be the capital of Andhra Pradesh, बच्चे. Okay. All right, Visakhapatnam. Amravati was supposed to be the executive or legislative capital. Visakhapatnam was supposed to be the, and Kurnool was supposed to be the judicial capital. 3 capital structure उन्होंने पहले किया था. उसको High Court ने struck down कर दिया that this is not legal. And then finally, because they said because वो judiciary की place change कर रहे थे, तो judiciary didn't want to move, so that you cannot decide that which organ of the government will sit where. So sit down. I'm striking down the whole act. And that is why finally now Visakhapatnam is the new capital. Okay, so lie down, nahi pata padho jaake. Okay, 3 capital issue and 13 new districts have been created in Andhra Pradesh. So what becomes important? The process of creation of new districts. Whether you require the permission of the central government, under which article is it done? तुम्हें article 3 में creation of new states तो सब पढ़ते हैं, but creation of new districts has to be revised. Okay, then transfer of Chandigarh to Punjab. Punjab government has recently given a resolution कि दे दो हमें चंडीगढ़, छोड़ो हरियाणा वालों को. Okay, so Chandigarh की history, how it is shared between the 2 states, how Punjab was carved out and then Haryana was carved out. Okay, all that, and how it is shared between the 2 states, and that too being a UT itself. So how the 3 administrations work. All right, then you have Marathas demand for reservation. That's again important. Northeast में I had told you Northeast Area Reorganization Act, like basically origin. Northeast से related schemes, PM Divine Scheme, Northeast Venture Fund, ये सब जो भी whatever development activities, donor, all these things that are being done become important. Northeast is very important, I'm telling you. Okay, mark my words, you will thank me later अगर आ गया तो. All right, and tribes, northeast tribes. अब सिर्फ governance point of view से नहीं, people point of view से भी सोचना है. So you had the cookie groups, which are the valley based. They are seeking separation. तो वो cookie meaty वाला concept वो भी पूरा पढ़ना है. Okay. And apart from that, lots of constitutional provisions that are in use, anti-defection law, lot of things जो major हैं that are in use that have to be covered. So for polity, please, whether you are referring to PT 365, monthly magazine, all, have a list of these topics और उनकी थोड़ा सा background logic पढ़ना, because UPSC is now coming to assertion reason type of questions. You cannot solve them unless you have understood the logic कि ये इसलिए हुआ because उसकी powers इस act में है. Get it? Have this clarity. अब president कैसे elect होता है ये सबको आता है, ठीक है? Now go beyond that. All right, clear? Finally, I'm winding up with this one thing. Have, for every subject that you have, fix a source. Fix a source कि मुझे बस इतना पढ़ना है. That's it. And उस source के हिसाब से fix your timetable, leaving out at least last 20 days for revision. Okay? And then बाकी के time में fix a timetable that how you will cover these sources. इसके beyond अब ना देखना है, ना सोचना है, ना कुछ करना है. And mind you, if you've done this probably, you will definitely clear through with flying colors. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you very much. Yeah, we have question and answers. Okay, I thought it's over. Yeah, any questions? Mike. Question? No? हाँ बोलो. Is the mic on? Is the mic on? No, mic is not on. We need the mic to be on, please. ये mic चल रहा है?
मैम, अगर मैं एक सवाल पूछना चाहूँ, जो क्वेश्चन बनाते हैं वो टीम मेंबर होते हैं या इंडिविजुअल पर्सन होते हैं?
Good question.
और अगर वो टीम मेंबर होते हैं तो उनका टेन्यूर कितना होता है क्वेश्चन बनाने का? अगर कोई एक व्यक्ति को फिक्स किया गया है क्वेश्चन बनाने के लिए तो 5 इयर्स के लिए, लेट्स कंसीडर 5 इयर्स के लिए उनको फिक्स किया गया है, तो 5 साल बाद नया मेंबर आएगा क्वेश्चन बनाने वाला, तो ऐसा कुछ होता है क्या? मतलब आई वांट टू नो हु मेक द क्वेश्चन.
I have only one word answer for this. Sanuki. It makes no difference. It makes no difference. Focus on your preparation. UPSC खुद संभाल लेगा.
Ma'am, with I'm Lakshmikant, and if I'm joining it with the bare acts, so is like what should I focus in the bare acts? Like, should I like correlate it with the topics that I'm studying?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Lakshmikant is in sort of a simpler language of bare act. Okay, तो थोड़ा सा if you read in tandem with that, you will understand why the constitution is saying these things. So just read together, but you don't try to learn the bare act. It's okay, that's only for reference.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, anybody else? Yeah.
मैम, मैं ये पूछ रही थी कि जैसे मैम हमको चीज़ें याद रखने के लिए, शॉर्ट करने के लिए फ्लो चार्ट वगैरह यूज़ करते हैं, तो मैम उन्हें याद रखने के लिए शॉर्ट करते हैं, तो मैम फ्लो चार्ट बनाने में मतलब बहुत सारा मटेरियल होता है और हमें उसे बहुत कम में कन्वर्ट करना होता है, तो मैम उसे बनाने में कई बार प्रॉब्लम आती है कि कैसे उसे मैनेज करें कि हमें उससे लिंक्ड चीज़ें याद आ जाएं. तो मैम इसका क्या बेटर वे हो सकता है बनाने के लिए? हेल्प करे कोई हमें.
देखो, राइट नाउ यू आर सो शॉर्ट ऑन टाइम, अब हर चीज़ का फ्लो चार्ट नहीं बना सकते, तो जो इजीली बन रहा है उसको बना के रिवाइज कर लो. बाकी लीव इट. जो जितने बना लिए अब तक, कीप रिवाइजिंग दैट.
ओके मैम,
नाउ डोंट गेट इनटू द प्रोसेस ऑफ मेकिंग फ्लो चार्ट्स. अब प्री के बाद करना.
ओके मैम.
Okay, yeah. That's all. Wish you all the best, and I want to see you all successful. But the only condition required for that is what? No, it is confidence. Have faith. It is self-belief. Hard work तो तुम कर ही रहे हो. No, it is not the hardest working person in the room. Okay, it is the person who thinks he can. This is the first condition. Believe you can, and you are halfway there. Thank you.
Efficient planning and effective follow-through are the twin pillars of a robust exam preparation strategy. In an intensely competitive environment like the UPSC CSE, meticulous planning and a strong initial push are of paramount importance. Avail the chance to gauge the competition nationwide and strengthen your exam preparation with the Vision IAS All India GS Prelims Open Mock Test 3. The test offers key features like All India ranking to gauge your standing among aspirants nationwide, Vision IAS post-test analysis for a comprehensive understanding of your strengths and weaknesses, complete coverage of the UPSC CSE GS Prelims syllabus to ensure you are well prepared, alignment with the UPSC exam pattern to mimic the real test environment. Available online on 25th February 2024. Attempted from anywhere and free of cost within the 2-hour test window. Welcome to the dynamic world of UPSC, where the journey unfolds across 3 critical stages: prelims, mains, and interview. Each stage demands a deep understanding of current affairs, shaping the nature of questions, from factual, analytical to opinion-based questions. As we delve deeper into the UPSC's diverse syllabus, a major hurdle aspirants face is keeping pace with the evolving nature of current affairs. This includes staying updated with changes such as policy shifts, geopolitical developments, environmental updates, and more. Such dynamism, along with an undefined syllabus and a vast array of resources, makes mastering current affairs a formidable task for UPSC aspirants. To navigate these complexities, we have introduced PT 365 to revise, analyze, and master one-year current affairs for Prelims 2024 in 60 hours. With its innovative design and structured approach, PT 365 simplifies your preparation. Our PT 365 offers comprehensive current affairs classes that stand out for their interactive classes by highly experienced Vision IAS faculty, holistic coverage of one-year current affairs for a strong foundation which includes prelims relevant topics from the Hindu, Indian Express, PIB, Economic Times, Yojana, Economic Survey, Budget, Sansad TV etc. from April 2023 to April 2024. Embrace the vast UPSC syllabus with PT 365's targeted and thorough approach, transforming it from a complex task into a pathway for achievement. Ready to begin? Register now at our website. For any further queries, reach out to us at these numbers or enquiry@visionis.in. We are here to assist you on your journey to success. Welcome everyone. Meet Arav, an aspiring UPSC candidate. His eyes are full of dreams, his room a reflection of his ambition with UPSC topper stories. Arav starts his journey and soon finding himself engulfed by mountains of books and endless notes as he grapples with the vast UPSC syllabus. Despite trying various revision methods, Arav's anxiety escalates each day. He feels lost in a sea of information, struggling for direction. In his moment of confusion, Arav discovers the Lakshya Prelims Mentoring Program 2024, a ray of hope in his challenging journey. He found that Lakshya program offers a strategic plan for revision and practice, which includes the entire GS and CSAT syllabus. It skillfully integrates monthly current affairs and PT 365 with the static GS syllabus for a comprehensive revision. CSAT, once a daunting task, is now approached with rigorous practice and focus, building confidence. Amazed by the personalized approach, Arav finds Lakshya's plan as per his unique needs, that is, by focusing on high-yielding areas, facilitating multiple revisions, providing effective and validated reading list for efficient preparation, and analyzing the evolving demand for UPSC prelims paper with in-depth trend analysis of previous year questions, PYQs. With Lakshya's structured plan, Arav's approach to preparation evolves. The chaos of his study room now becomes a focused learning environment. Empowered and confident, Arav is now ready to conquer the UPSC prelims. The once daunting task now appears within his reach. Interested in learning more or registering? Visit visionisas.in/Lakshya or call us on these numbers. Start your successful journey with Vision IAS today.